Welcome back to another stream where I will be rating your drafts. I've already had 9 drafts submitted, so we're going to take a look at all of them. But if you want your draft to be rated live, don't be afraid. You can put it in the comment section. I will put a message that will be saying that. So just a second, just to start. Oops, sorry. Yeah. Okay. So if you want your draft rated, put it in the chat. Hello, Kendall. Nice to see you. Super chats. Jump. Get. What's up, my man? Your draft is pretty soon. I believe it's 4th in the queue, because I will be starting with my Discord server drafts, and then I will continue with YouTube comments, and then Twitter, and then hopefully we're going to have some more drafts that are going to be submitted here. As already mentioned, if you have any draft you wanted submitted or wanted rated, put it in the chat. I will be adding it up to the queue and we will be discussing it. So, we're starting with Nas draft. He submitted it in the Discord section. So yeah, let's go and see. If you want your draft to be rated as well later in different streams, you can go to the Discord, join the Discord. I don't know if the link works, by the way. Let me check. So this is Discord. You can see the server. I'll create an invite link, and I will just paste it in the chat. Okay, so because most probably the link isn't working since last time. Yeah, it's another link, so I'm putting it there and it's now updated. Okay, let's go with the first draft. So we're starting with Nas's draft, and the draft that he submitted contains the following players. So Sanchez in goal, and Iversen, so a 4.0 keeper there. Burn. Next up is Vardio. Next up is Konsa. And he has Paes, okay. And Harold Bellis. Okay, next up is Nkunku. Palmer, that's interesting, a second Chelsea attacker. Okay. Sawa, Foden, Gordon. Sawa, Foden. And last but not least, Gordon. Then we go to swap him here. Next up is Watkins, Isaac, and Stewart. The last guy. Okay, so interesting. First, let's start with the defense. Nas, be careful with Sanchez because we don't know if he's starting. He looks like the keeper that is going to start from the Chelsea lineup, but they've just purchased another keeper, so it's going to take some time to adjust. Let me just put it in Discord that we're live. Okay. Okay, cool. So Sanchez, I used to have him, but now I'm over him, and I'm not going to get the Chelsea keeper, as we don't know what is going to happen with them and what is going to be the case with the Chelsea goalkeepers. They may get rotated, they may get replaced or different things. So yeah, it's not up for me. Broadstar 3111, hello man, nice to see you. So I would most probably look for another 4.5 option. Flecken and Johnston are the standout keepers for me currently. Next up, Burn, Guardio, Cons of Fires, Harwood, Bellis. It's a solid defense, but be careful with Burn, as we don't know if he's starting. They have a lot of defenders. There is a rumor that they are going to go for Gay, and Burn's place might just disappear. I know that he is a heavy favorite of the coach, but still, I don't fancy him. And him not being, sorry, him not being nailed a little bit persuades me not to go with the Newcastle defender at the start, but we'll see how it goes. Maybe better options are presented, and we'll see how they're going to be lining up in the latest friendly. Guardio and Konsa, perfectly fine options with Fies and Harwood Bellies, with Burn most probably in some kind of rotation or thing. We will have a little bit of a problem there, but we'll see. Okay, more drafts are coming in. So, Michael. Hello, Michael. Nice to see you. Let's take his draft and put it at the end of the queue. Okay. Next up is so Broadstar. Broadstar. Yes, Kendall, I can. Okay, man. Sorry, guys, I just want to record everyone's draft, not to miss anyone. And we'll continue with the rest. Okay, and Adam702 is here. Hello, Adam. Nice to see you. For everyone that's not part of the channel, you can join by subscribing. You can join my how it's called, the member. You can become a member of my channel. There you'll be, if you subscribe to the correct tier, you will be participating in my paid mini league or with real money rewards. You can join by following the link to my free league. So a lot of things. Okay, a lot of drafts are flying in. So let's put them and let's see where that will leave us. Yep, Daniel, they are becoming more popular. Stilan is here. Hello, Stilan. Nice to see you. I will guess that you are a fellow Bulgarian. Nice to see more and more Bulgarians being part of the community. So Kendall dropped a new draft. We'll get it. Southampton is finished. I have your draft. Or this is another one. Can you decide which one you want drafted? Yes, Kendo, there is. With real money rewards at the end. If you go and become a member of the channel, you will receive several things. So yeah, of course, my accent is, it's more than obvious that I'm a Bulgarian. Like, you cannot miss it. Seriously. But yeah, for everyone that wants to participate in a page, you can become a member of the channel. As I already mentioned, there are different tiers with different benefits for everyone that joins. And yeah. So, okay, let's continue now with, we have 4 more drafts then to discuss. But yeah, let's continue with Nast's draft. That's about the defense. Without Burn, you will be opting for Harwood, Bellis, and Fies, and that's not the most amazing thing. So I will choose another defender instead of Burn, maybe Mikulenko. Andersen are options. Someone else there, Robinson. You have options at 4.5 that are better than Burn. Then in midfield, Nkunku, Palmer, Salah, Foden, Gordon. It's a really stacked midfield, but have in mind that Foden will not be playing full 90 minutes against Chelsea. Most probably he will be either starting and then coming on off, or coming on from the bench, so you lose a little bit of points there. But then against Ipswich and West Ham, I believe he will be present. With Nkunku and Palmer, you have to be careful, because after the City game, they have a European game, because they're in the playoffs of the Conference League. Then they face Wolves, then it's another friendly, then it's Crystal Palace, then it's international break. So before the international breaks, they will have 5 games, which is 2 more than anyone else in the Prem. So a little bit of rotation can be seen. I don't know if Nkunku and Palmer are going to be rotated or something like that, or saved in the Prem. I don't think so, but still it might be a call. So I don't fancy 2 Chelsea attackers. Maybe replace Palmer with Son, and you have 0.5 maybe to improve your defense as well. So you have options. Watkins and Isaac are pretty alright. You don't own Arsenal, Aston Villa or Spurs attackers, but if you swap Palmer with Son, I believe that you will be in the money and the attack will be sorted. So 2 flows in defense, 1 flow and a half in midfield in my opinion. So I will be giving this a 7.5 out of 10 for Nas. Next up is Brachetkata's draft, who is one of my regular viewers. Is Haaland a must? What do you think? I don't want to pick him, because but I feel I have to. You don't have to. I like him as an option for captaincy, and for me the most important thing is captaincy in the game. If you have proper captains for game week 3, 4, 2, 3 and 4, basically Stilan, you are going to be not needing Haaland, but for me he is my captain then, and that's why I will be opting for him. In my first game week, it's Salah who is going to be the captain. After that, I can sub him out for someone else, but I really need to have the best captains, and without them, I don't think I will be playing properly the game. So if you have proper captain options for those game weeks, you're in the money and you don't need to do anything about Haaland. But for me, as a captain option, he is a must. Livramento. Okay, Livramento is a way better pick than Guardiola in my opinion. Okay, Brachetka has Poro, Robinson. That looks like a really solid defense. And Barco. Barco is for me the most exciting 4.0 option. Then in midfield is Nkunku, Eze, Salah, Hudson-Odoi, Bergvall. The most exciting 4.5 option, if I have to be fair. Haaland, Isaac, and Jesus. Okay, that's interesting. Someone with Gabriel Jesus. Okay, so, and he has money in the bank. That's pretty interesting. If you have money in the bank, I would most probably go to someone else up front, not for 7.0 Jesus, but if you want Arsenal players, fair play. Hudson-Odoi and Nkunku, no one to improve to 7, that's worth instead of Nkunku. No one to improve instead of Hudson-Odoi, that's worth in the 6 million bracket for now. So yeah, the 0.5 cannot be used. I think Salah is a solid captain for game week 2 as well. I think, yes, I agree, he's a way solid captain. So, but if for game week 3 is the more tricky one, because game week 3 Arsenal face Brighton, so Arsenal player, Aston Villa player can be a captain, and City can be a captain. I believe that's it, because Spurs, Newcastle, they don't face hard oppositions, but game week 3 is the trickier part. But yeah, in game week 2 you can opt for Salah as usual. Okay, so defense pretty solid from Brachetka. If Livramento starts, he is in the money. I might go for him if he starts, because he covers game week 2, game week 1, game week 2, game week 4, game week 5, game week 7, game week 8. A lot of games is covered. Game week 3, Watkins. Yeah, so you have captain plans option, so you don't need Haaland, honestly, in my opinion. Next up is Southampton, Newcastle defense. If they improve with Pope and with the new midfield that they're building, completely fine. Not new midfield, but with returning players, Poro is exciting. Vardio Robinson can be subbed in game week 3, then can be subbed in game week, okay, 5, no. But game week 7 is going to be difficult, but that's no, it's not going to be. So yeah, it looks good for Brochetka in defense. Here, apart from Gabriel Jesus, who I don't know if he's going to be nailed, everything else is covered. You have Arsenal, you have City, you have Liverpool, you have Crystal Palace, you have Newcastle, so you're missing Villa and Spurs, but that's not the biggest thing in the world because you own Bergwall, who can become a really good option at some point during the season, and I believe that he will improve massively. So honestly, Brochetka, I would give this a solid 9 out of 10 for Brochetka. Because 9.5 is the perfect draft in my opinion. 10 just it doesn't exist. I won't be giving 10s to anyone. Don't worry. Next up is FPL Cortex. He is opting with Flecken and Henderson. Okay. So one against the other. Van den Ven, Mikulenko, Aina. So here is Harwood. Here is Mikulenko. Aina. Van den Ven. Okay. And Kunku once again present. Odegaard is here. He's not being. Bailey is here. Okay, so he has stacked in midfield a lot. Who am I missing? The one guy I'm missing. Okay, this is Elanga. And up front, Haaland, Isaac Muniz. Okay. So, Kendall. Makati might be a good pick for 5 million if you want someone on the bench for 5 million. From City? I don't think so, Kendall. He plays a lot of minutes in the preseason, but after that he's just taking a spot. I don't see him going instead of De Bruyne, Silva, Kovacic even, Foden, a lot of players. I prefer Bob, to be fair. He's a way better option at 5 million, in my opinion, in midfield, Kendall. Okay, so he has 15 playing players. So this is the first draft seeing with 15 players. Honestly, I don't like that. Of course, it's good to have 15 players playing, but spending the budget there, it feels like a little bit of a waste. Let me explain what I mean. So Nkunku, Odegaard, Salah, Bailey, Haaland, Isaac, and Muniz. Realistically, you are not benching any one of them. Like, okay, you can bench Muniz against United, but do you want to bench Muniz against United? I don't think so. Like, United are not the best team defensively. They have issues, they have injuries. Main hasn't returned yet, so he wouldn't be in optimal form. So a lot of things happening there. I would just drop Elanga to a 4.5, then rotating keepers. It's not for me. I never seem to get them right. I just put one keeper and forget about him because that's how I get the points. Like, realistically, if you rotate them, last year I started rotating, and every time Turner made some saves, I was with Pickford, and every time Pickford made, I was with Turner. So I had it a little bit worse there, and I didn't like that, to be fair, and I wouldn't be replicating that. I don't think it's okay to do it. So yeah, tricky for sure. So if you drop Elanga and let's say Flecken, someone to 4.5 and a 4.0, then you have 1 million more, and you can improve Van den Ven to Pedro Porro, and now that's a better defense. You will be going with, you have a lot of options in midfield. You can drop Odegaard, you can drop Bailey, but if you drop down your draft a little bit, FPL Cortex, you will be in the money. You have City, you have Liverpool, you have everyone apart from Spurs, which is not that bad. If you go for Bergwall instead of Elanga, you can semi-cover them because you can rely on Bergwall from time to time, so it's not a big thing there. And you go with Poro, and then you have the same fixtures, and you'll be in the money. So pretty solid draft. If you drop them a little bit, I will go for an 8.5 out of 10 for FPL Cortex. Okay, next up is Kendall. He just sent a new draft. R1 just joined the Discord as well. I will be putting him into the queue. Thank you, Fjord. So, now for Kendall. Let's go for Kendall. Let me answer that. So, he has Henderson, Guardio, Gabriel, Andersen. Guardio, Gabriel, Andersen. Barco and Harwood Bellis. Okay, to 4.0. My strategy will be that as well. Eze. Saka. Okay. Nkunku. Garnacho. Haaland, Watkins, Isaac. Heavy up front. And this is Winks. And this is a 4.0 keeper, if I'm not mistaken. Yes. So, first of all, Kendo, I hope you're still here. I would realistically go for another 4.5. Bergvall seems to be the best one and the best player to price rise, in my opinion. So, if you go here for this guy, Bergvall, he's a new transfer, a new player, 4.5. He's doing amazingly well. And I believe you can get some price rises, because if he starts scoring goals against Leicester, against Everton, against Newcastle, he may keep Maddison out of the side, or at least replace him in the attacking mid position. So he will be getting you not as frequent points as Winks, but may get you good points. Harold Bellis and Barco I enjoy a lot. Guardio, Gabriel, Andersen. So this defense is solid. Have in mind that Gabriel might be rotated. It's not confirmed. Nothing is confirmed yet about the Arsenal defense. That's why I'm a little bit hesitant to go there. I feel like White and Saliba are nailed. But Kalefori, Timber, Zinchenko, and Gabriel may fight for two spots for four players. Realistically, there is Tomiyasu and Kivior still, so a lot of defenders coming Arsenal's way. I don't say that Gabriel will be taken out of the squad because he was that good, but still I would be a little hesitant to go for such an expensive player that might not get the minutes, especially with a tricky fixture run. Like, one mistake and he is gone. That's what it feels like. I don't see how Calafiori and Timber will be kept so long out of the squad, because they paid so much money for them. And Gabriel may leave the team and lose the regular position, but I'm not sure about that. In midfield, Eze, Saka, and Nkunku and Garnacho. This is the first Garnacho I'm seeing, but I believe you're a United fan and you would start with a United player. We haven't seen anything from Garnacho yet, so I'm a little bit hesitant there. Like, Amat is doing pretty well in preseason, and with the way he is performing in preseason, he will be maybe a starter, or at least keep a little bit of the time Garnacho spends on the field. So it's a little bit tricky there. So I will change that. You don't own a Liverpool player, but that's fair if you don't want any Spurs players. A little bit hesitant there to not own, but still an option. Next up, we have three attackers, Haaland, Isaac, and Watkins. Perfectly fine. Like, you have 5 pen takers, let's say, and Nkunku, who has been doing pretty well in preseason. But yeah, that looks like a pretty solid draft. The only issue for me is not owning a Liverpool player, to be fair, even though that they are not performing up to par for the looks of it, and you said that you didn't like them. I believe they are going to be okay-ish. Gabriel is not for me, to be fair, but if you like Arsenal, it's okay, and Garnacho a little bit hesitant. But honestly, that draft, apart from Liverpool attack, contains anything, so how to cover Spurs. Maybe Kulusevski is an option, because even if they sign Suwanke, up front, Kulusevski, I believe, is going to become their right winger, because he was the right winger last season. Now, without a proper striker, you will be able to cover them in the first weeks. So I would suggest Kulusevski, honestly, instead of Johnson, because Johnson has been a little bit wasteful. Yeah, he gets into good position, but Kulusevski is just a little bit more like a poacher, and he's always in the right position. So I wouldn't. Honestly, I wouldn't think a lot about it. Kulusevski seems like a proper guy to go for. So that's the Spurs instead of Garnacho or Nkunku. Other than that, a solid 9 out of 10 in my opinion. Like 50-50 on some players like Garnacho and Gabriel, most probably into Nkunku, but the rest pretty solid. Kendall, I quite like that. Next up is CJ, but before that, let me put the other drafts that are coming. Okay, more and more incoming. That's good. We'll have material to discuss. Once again, if your draft is not rated today, I will be doing a video later on during the week where I will be reviewing the drafts that I didn't manage to do that today. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it goes during the stream, because we're already almost 30 minutes in and we're only in the fourth. Already 17 drafts have been submitted. So if you want your to be pushed up higher, you can do a super chat and you'll be jumping in front of everyone. If not, you have to wait for the video. Once again, if you want to join my mini league, don't forget to do so. There is a mini league code in the description. There is a direct link that will redirect you to the league. It's completely free to join. If you want to win real money prizes, I have a paid version where I give real prizes that are not. So if you win my mini league, you'll be entering for free the paid league next season. But now, if you want, you can become a member to the channel, and by that you will be entering the mini league. You have to do it only once. So yeah, if you join as a member for 1 month, and if you don't like the content, you get the chance to win some money at the end of the season. Okay, let's continue with CJ. So this is Henderson. Oh, yeah, not Henderson, Miguel, sorry. So this is Miguel. He has Rob Sanchez. Immediately don't like that. But still, Munoz, Trent Konsa. Okay, Munoz, Alexander Arnold, and Konsa. Robinson wings. Harwood Bellis. So Robinson. I'll keep that. So Son, Gibbs White, Rogers, Gordon. Son. Gibbs White. Oof. Rogers. Gordon. Oh, I believe everyone owns Haaland and Isaac. Okay. Okay. Munoz, Trent, Konsa, Son, Gibbs White, Rogers, Gordon, Havertz, Haaland, Isaac, Sanchez. Okay, so that's a lot of money in the bank. 1 million still free. And if you drop Sanchez, that's directly from Konsa to Guardiola, or from Rogers to a 6.5. So rotating keepers I don't like. I won't mention them too much today, but honestly I don't like rotating keepers. It's not for me. You don't own anyone from Liverpool. That's fine if you don't like it. You are doubling up on Newcastle attack, but you don't own anyone from Liverpool. A little bit strange. Havertz is a okay option. I prefer it way over the Jesus shout out, but still, if you like it, you can do it. Hello, Rehan. I've seen your draft. I will put it in the list and we will review it later if we have some time. Next up in defense, I like the defense, like Munus, Konsa, Alexander Arnold. You have rotation, you have players to play, so yeah, I wouldn't mind that. So that's a good rotation pair. Villa, Fulham, and Crystal Palace. Everton is a good rotation pair as well. So yeah, next up Son, Gibbs White, Rogers, Gordon, a little bit light in midfield. If you ask me, like Son is okay, but then no, not so light. To 1.6.5, 1.7.5, 1 Rogers. It's a little bit of a different midfield, but you own Villa, you own Spurs, you own City, you own Arsenal. So I wouldn't say a lot, but so much money in the bank to start the season is not for me, CJ. Sorry about that. But still, apart from that, if you spend the money, it can become more than 8. But for now, it's an 8 out of 10. I don't want to see so much money in the bank, honestly. Okay, next up it's Gabriel, Sanchez, and this is 4.0 if I'm not mistaken. Yes, Vaudimarson, whoever the hell that guy is, Guardiola, Anderson, Mikulenko, Konsofias. So Anderson, Guardiola, Mikulenko, and Faes. Nkunku, Salah, Gordon, Eze. Salah, Gordon, Eze. So Salah. Nkunku, not a lot of Palmers today. I'm a little bit surprised. Okay, and Isaac and Haaland. Okay. Regular team. So, honestly, this draft is amazing. Like Sanchez and Andersen, Guardiola and Konsa, Mikulenko and Faes. Maybe Faes instead of Barco, but I quite like that. Salah and Kunku, Eze, Gordon, Gibbs White. Pretty solid structure. A little bit cheap if you say so, but if you drop Salah, you can afford anyone. Like 2.5 from Gordon. Yeah, but they were without Palmer. Like, it's a little bit surprising to see Palmer being so low owned. But I was expecting more, like he's 50% owned in the game, Kendall, and I haven't seen a lot of drafts with him. But still, we'll see. We'll give him time. So we'll see. But honestly, I don't mind this draft that Gabriel has built, and this is close to perfection in my opinion. Like, you own everything that there is to own apart from Villa and Arsenal. Okay, but you cannot own them all. You own Chelsea. You can drop Gordon and get Kulusevski, for example, or Bailey, and you'll be in the money, but still quite like it. A little bit of adjustment here and there, but honestly, Sanchez is the only thing that I don't like from from Gabriel, so a solid 9 out of 10. Good draft. So next up is Southampton finished. So he has Hope. Next up is Robertson, Guardiola, Saliba. Speaking about Palmer, here it is. Palmer, Gordon, He's in. So Semenyo. Okay. Soboswai. First Soboswai that I'm seeing. Watkins Isaac. So okay. Big. Okay. Murillo. Munoz. And Havertz. Okay. That's a lot of money spent around the team. Annette, hello, nice to see you. By the way, Annette, your draft is after 2 drafts. What I think of Bob, I think that he can do some serious damage at the beginning, and he can be a good differential to start the season with, especially if you're wildcarding early. Bob can be the guy. Yeah, I like him the most of the 5 million differential players. Bob is like really good. Okay, let's discuss this draft. It looks strange, to be honest. Like 2 5.0 keepers. I haven't seen a 10 million rotation yet, but I don't like that. Yep. 2 millions on goalkeepers from Southampton finished. When is your draft? After 4 drafts, brought? Like this, Nist, Anette, Michael, and yours the 5th one. So at least 30 minutes. By the looks of it, 20 to 30 minutes. For everyone that's new here, you can like, subscribe, do all those great stuff. I'm trying to build my community to grow bigger and bigger. So yeah, keep coming. Keep coming to the channel, keep coming to the streams. We will be having a lot of fun during the season. And let's hope for a good start. But let's discuss now Southampton finish draft. So, man, you're owning 3 expensive defenders. And I don't... No, let's continue with the goalkeepers. If you're going for a 5.0 keeper, don't go for another 5.0. Like, pick one of them and save 1 million. It's no use to do that. Like, realistically, zero use of that. Next up in defense, I like it. 3 expensive defenders. Just mind Robertson, who might be missing the start of the season. So yeah, take a look. But if you drop Pickford to a 4.0, you will be going yeah, Daniel, too much on the bench. But still, if he drops Pickford to a 4.0, Robertson can become Trent, and now that's a different view. And this defense looks solid. If you own such an expensive defensive trio, you don't need to go for Munoz. Drop him to a 4.0 immediately, and you'll be saving 1 more million, which can be invested elsewhere. You can improve Semenyo to a 6.5 immediately, so that's 1 more thing to go up. Next up in midfield, you have Palmer, Eze, Gordon. I like those 3. But Szoboszlai looks like he'll be playing deeper than expected. Carvalho and Elliott specifically will be operating in that center attacking mid position. I don't know when McAllister returns. And yeah, when McAllister returns, I don't know what will happen. But still, let me check if that, like Rehan mentioned, this looks like a bench boost, but he didn't say that he'll be using the bench boost, so yeah, I don't think so. He didn't say anything about bench boost. Yeah, if he likes Gordon, he can keep it realistically, but still Szoboszlai is going to be playing a lot deeper than expected, in my opinion. If Trent leaves by any chance, he will be on set pieces, but if he doesn't, Szoboszlai is a no-go there. Semenyo can be someone else at 5.5. Even Elliott, in my opinion, is a better option at 5.5. But this draft lacks 3 very important things: Liverpool, Arsenal, and City attackers. Like, you own 0 of them. And those were the... no, okay, you own Havertz. Let's put Havertz in. So you don't own Liverpool or City attackers. Yeah, you own Szoboszlai, but I don't consider him an attacker. Arsenal, you own Havertz, which is okay. Let's say it's okay. But if you drop Semenyo, and if you, let's say, go to a 4.5 and drop Munus to a 4.0, 2 million up, you can go for Saka. So this draft becomes Pope, Trent, Guardiola, Saliba, Palmer, Eze, Gordon, Szoboszlai, Saka, Watkins, Isaac, Bergvall, for example. And you have a proper bench with still 15 players overall playing. 14, okay, let's not consider the goalkeeper. But yeah, that's too much money spent in my opinion. And you miss City and Liverpool attack, proper attack. So I wouldn't go higher than 5 out of 10, man. Sorry, but money wasted elsewhere. In my opinion, this draft needs a little bit of a lot of adjustments. Like you have some proper players, but not over 5 out of 10. Next up is Nist. She has, or he, oh, he has Raya, Ward, okay. Trent, okay. Mikulenko. Munoz is in the team already. Barco and Harwood, okay, that's what I like more. Especially if this team is going for an early wild card, this might look good. Sawa, Eze, Gibbs White, Sawa, Gibbs White, Smithrow, or Smithrow in the team, and Tenkunku. UI Joe and Talent. Okay. So that's a little bit of an so it's not the same menu, but who it is Salah, Eze, Gibbs White, Sawa, Eze, Gibbs White. It is here. Okay. Oh, hello, Cortex. Nice to see you, man. So, in defense, I don't like Raya, but it looks like a lot of people like him, so I will let it slide. It's not for me, honestly. Like I don't fancy him. I don't fancy how the team will be set. He will be a lot of players will be coming late. A little bit of an adjustment in defense most probably will happen. So Raya is not for me. It was okay. It was after my vacation, first work day. It was a little bit hard to get started, but once I did it all right. So yeah, pretty good. Next up in defense, I like the defense honestly. In midfield, a lot of 6.5 options, but that's okay. Like not a lot too, but that's a good price point to own Isaac, Haaland, Smith-Rowe. Apart from Raya, honestly, I cannot find a flaw in this team. Pretty good draft. I like it quite a lot. So, just nothing to discuss there. A solid 9 out of 10. Next up is Anette. I don't know if she's still here, but let's see what she cooked. Oh, so Daniel, yeah, you're Nist. Yeah. Okay, Bruno G, first Bruno G in the lineup. Okay, so let's start. I will say once again The thing I don't like in Arsenal defense currently is that they will be changing a lot of players and a lot of things will be tried. So there might be some rotation, but Saliba feels safe. If you feel like going for Saliba, you can go for Saliba. There is no issue there. Mikulenko, Poro, Anderson, and Robinson, pretty alright. I would drop one of Mikulenko, Anderson, and Robinson to 4.0 and just keep the money. But if you want to spend all of the money, that's fine. In midfield, Bruno Guimaraes, Salah, Palmer, Gordon, Bob. Good midfield, Watkins, Isaac, Alvarez. Okay, so the thing I don't like about the 3 players from one team is that you are a little bit locked. If you're not planning to sell any one of Bruno G or Gordon or Isaac pretty soon, and if let's imagine a defender emerges, let's say like Livramento or Ho becomes the best player, in the league currently, you will want to get him, but you wouldn't be able to get him instead unless you make a transfer. But if you like only the attack of Newcastle, those 3 are perfectly fine options. Bob, I like him a lot for the start of the season. He will be into form. He will be starting. Chelsea look a little bit shaky. He destroyed them the other day. So I quite like the Bob pick. For me, he is the best 5.0 apart from Rogers, most probably. But yeah, pretty solid 5.0. Watkins, Isaac, pretty good. The only thing, Anette, that I don't like, really like, is Alvarez pick. Alvarez is rumored to be sold to Atletico Madrid. And even if he is not sold, he will get a rest because he just left the Olympic Games and dropped out with Argentina. He played the full Copa America, now the full Olympic Games up until the quarterfinals. So that means he will be coming really late into the team. Like they will give him at least 10 days of rest. So that means that until the 14th or 15th, he wouldn't have started training in the City lineup. So that feels like a waste. I will be not relying on him. Honestly, that's a little bit of a waste to go with Alvarez. Like it just feels like a waste. Apart from that, and apart from the 3 Newcastle players, I can give it a solid 8.5 out of 10. Like if you replace Alvarez and maybe drop Bruno G to a 4.5, you can go for Havertz, or if you drop Alvarez to a 4.5, you can get Odegaard. So you'll be in the money there, and you have an Arsenal attacker, you have an OK City attacker in Bob for the start. You have to think of a solution after he leaves. So maybe starting with a cheap striker, like let's say you start like Armstrong, and you then go to, okay, you don't have the money to Odegaard, but if you drop one of your defenders, it becomes Odegaard and it looks good. You can replace even Gordon. It depends on who you like more, but yeah, it's up to you. But I would give this a solid 8 out of 10, let's say, for Anette. Next up is Michael, but not because he just submitted the draft, but because it was his turn. He can't wait to get into the draft. Let's see. So we have, yeah, I just seen it. Kanji. And I will add it at the end of the queue. So next up is Michael. Okay. Okay, let's continue with Michael. So Raya, okay, this Raya guy. Yes, Chilan, I'm not sure as well, but for now it looks like he will be at least starting against Chelsea. Like a lot of players haven't trained properly, so he might get a nod there. But if she has an option at 5.5 on the bench, this is a good place to rotate. Like Oscar Bob to attack the first fixtures, and then get in a player like Armstrong who is nailed, who is on pens, and who is on everything, and you will be good. Guys here. Vardio. So you're missing a defender, man, but I will get to it later on. So Barco, Johnson is here. Oh no, this is another Johnson. Okay. So this Johnson. Then here it is Son Salah. Son. Salah Palmer. It's white. This is wings. Go for Bergvall here, in my opinion. Michael. Watkins, Isaac, Muniz. Yeah, you cannot be sure, but I would take a risk if I own a 5.5 replacement. 1 or 2 weeks of a risk for a differential Oscar Bob is not such a big thing, in my opinion. Okay. So apart from not owning a city attacker, which seems the obvious submission, and Arsenal attacker to be fair, but you own the strongest of Spurs and Villa, of Chelsea, of Liverpool, of Newcastle, of Forest, of Fulham, so you're in the money there. You own a pretty solid defense. Like game week 2 will be a little bit sketchy for you, but who cares about 1 week? Apart from that, I quite like this draft. I wouldn't improve a lot of things. Like maybe Palmer to... I don't know if I'll be dropping Palmer. Yes, Anette, I will be creating set pieces. I just want to get closer to the season as we have more information if we receive something from preseason. But before the season starts, Anette, I will be doing a video about set piece takers. And I will be discussing them. So don't you worry. Son, Salah, Palmer, Gibbs White, Wings, Isaac, Muniz. I like this draft. Maybe Raya down to someone else to 4.5 will be better in my opinion. I just don't like the expensive goalkeepers to start the season with because we don't know who is who and who will be playing anything, but still, yeah, it's not such a big deal to start with Raya. So yeah, I will give that a solid 9 out of 10. No City and no Arsenal attacker. I can go for higher, but if you don't like the attacks, it's completely fine as a draft. You have 6, maybe 7 penalty, 5, maybe 6, maybe 7 penalty takers. So it looks alright. Next up is Broadstar. Miguel is in goal. Burn, Trent, Konsa. Burn. Trent. FPL Cortex, I've already rated your draft, man. It was the 3rd draft. You can go at the beginning and check it out. Salah Baby. Bailey. Salah Bailey. Broadstar, are you still here? Can you put... Ah, Eze. Okay, I missed Eze. Okay. Okay. I got it. Yeah, you were a little bit late to the stream, but still your drafts were your draft was one of the first. Okay, so this is Broadstar's draft. What about it? What about it? Solid defense. Miguel and Burn a little bit of a not nailed pair. Just so you know, Miguel hasn't started yet. It was Sales who started all of the games in the goalkeepers department. Burn might not be nailed, but that's not confirmed yet. We have to watch the final preseason. It will indicate what is going to be the starting lineup. Perfect midfield, in my opinion. Perfect attack, again, in my opinion. So I quite like that draft. 9 out of 10 Broadstar. I don't have anything to add, man. Like solid defense. Pretty good. Pretty good. I really like it. Next up is Adam 702. So Henderson, yes. Trent Robinson. Oro. No worries, man. Harwood. Andreas Palmer, Saka. Palmer. Saka, and up front, Pedro Isaac Haaland. Okay. Apart from no Liverpool attack and maybe Villa, okay. You still own an amazing draft, my friend. My friend Adam 702. Maybe because I haven't DM'd you, I don't know. Let me see. I DM'd you, Kanji. Henderson, Poro, Arnold, Robinson. I like that draft. I don't find anything else to add about it apart from I like it. Like really solid. Apart from Andreas, who might not be playing or playing in a cheaper position. Yeah, and Joe Pedro haven't been present in preseason. A solid 9 out of 10, Adam. Next up is Chilan. Why he should get out of here, Cortex. Okay, now let's go to Shilans, Henderson, Bentley. Okay, the 4.0 doesn't matter. I like the Bentley shout out as he's not taking anything special as positions. Mikulenko, so Mikulenko here. Nkunku, Son, Sawa, Rogers. Nkunku, Son. Sawa. Watkins, Isaac, Fraser. I believe I'm missing something here. Maybe did I miss something? Nkunku, Son, Sawa, Rogers. So I'm guessing I'll be and Saka. Okay. Okay, that's a stacked draft. Okay. Huh. Apart from no city attack, which is an okay thing to avoid if you don't like them, that's great. Like, you own Newcastle, you own Villa, you own Liverpool, Spurs, Liverpool, and Arsenal. So 6 of the best attackers, five of the best attacking teams. Chelsea is here. The only you have Rogers as an option. You can upgrade him to a 5.5 if you like doing it. If not, Nkunku is pretty great option to be upgraded if someone else emerges. Honestly, can't find a flow, especially if you rotate well. Gabriel is asking what's the 4.5 best keeper. Henderson and Flecken, in my opinion. Shilan, you're the first guy today, most probably with a 9.5 out of 10. Yep. Brilliant draft, man. I quite like what you did. Really, really good draft. I don't have anything to add. Like, you have everything covered. You have not wasted money. You have discussions. You have players that are easily droppable or rotatable to someone else. I cannot find a flaw. Gabriel, it doesn't look like that is the thing currently, so I will be starting with Henderson. The most neo keeper is Flecken. He's not being rotated. So if you want a 1,000,000% keeper, go for Flecken, but I would be risking it with Henderson. Like, they're not going to rotate keepers like Brighton, or they haven't done in the past. So I will be going with Henderson. Unless Johnston plays in the last friendly as a starter, then I will be going for Flecken because I cannot get to guess the keepers. But yeah, like Stringer Bell says, no lie, a really, really solid draft. Like, brilliant, brilliant draft. Next up is R1. He sent it in the Discord chat. So Henderson. Here is Munoz. Okay, Munoz is becoming more and more popular. Robinson is here as well. So this is Winks. This is Alan. This is Pedro. The goalkeeper doesn't matter. It's a 4.0 option. So Palmer. Mitro. Here it says. So Solid defense. Once again, a really good defense. It can be okay rotated. Really, really okay rotated with Robinson, so I like that. Yeah, but if he prefers other things, I don't think so. Like, everyone has preferences. Everyone wants Chelsea, not Chelsea City defense or Liverpool defense or both or neither. It's a big discussion going around, but it's a personal preference, and I cannot say to him, do that, do transfer that, do transfer this, do transfer that, if he prefers those players. Like, if it's a bad player, in my opinion, or some money wasted, I will be doing that. But still, no way. If he likes that, he should go for it. Palmer, Smith Rowe, Eze, Saka, Haaland, Isaac, Joao Pedro, Villa player is missing. Okay, Liverpool player is missing. Spurs player is missing. Not optimal, but okay. I get it. Why, if you drop Palmer to let's say Eze, not Eze, but Kulusevski, you can go from Smith Rowe to someone, but it's not needed. Yeah, can't have them all, and if you have preferences, it's up to you. There is no right or wrong. I'm only here judging by funds wasted, and if someone is not going to play. So if you prefer someone, I'm not going to say to you, this is it. And if he's nailed and if he's playing, like if you put, let's say, 3 Southampton players in the starting lineup, I would say they might not be the best. But if you put a lineup like that, I believe that's a solid 9 out of 10. Like, you don't have a lot of options to move to someone. Like, if Smith Rowe or Joao Pedro does not perform, Fulkrug a shout out? Yes. My Twitter link says account does not exist. How is that possible? Ah, yes. Sorry about that. I haven't changed it since I changed my handle. Good catch, Stilan. I will adjust it. Yeah, you can check now. But still, I quite like this draft. Apart from Smith Rowe and Joao Pedro, if someone rises in price, it will be hard for you to get him. But apart from that, it's not such a big deal. Maybe Palmer to Son. But who are you updating? No. A solid 9 out of 10, man. R1, if you're still here, man, R1 is your name in the Discord chat. 9 out of 10, man. Pretty solid. Yes, Carter, Fulkrug is a shout out, but I would monitor him. Like, we need to see, first of all, how West Ham play, because it's a new manager, it's a new way of playing, new lineup is coming with Somerville, Fulkrug, the guy Fernandez, I believe it's called. Let's see if Paqueta stays, Kudus is there, Bowen is there, Ward-Prowse, Soucek, Alvarez, a lot of options. So yeah, a little bit tricky to guess, but for sure Fulkrug, especially with that fixture run, like it's not the most amazing fixture run. After game week 5, it becomes better. Like with Brentford, with Brentford, yes, Ipswich, Spurs defensively, United defensively, Forest, Everton, then Newcastle and Arsenal are hard, but then it's Leicester, Wolves. Yeah, it gets easier down the road. For sure. Chilan, can you try the link now? I believe now it works. Yeah, I believe it works. Okay. yeah, it works. Yeah, perfect. Okay, so yeah, R1, 9 out of 10. What do I think about Ariola? With the new coach, I don't know what to think about their defense, man. Really, like it's pretty hard to honestly think anything about their defense. Like new manager and everything, it's always hard. It's always hard to predict. Okay, let's go now to the next draft. We are going for Snacks draft. Interesting name. Okay, so Sanchez. Okay, a little bit of a hesitant pick over there. Andersen, Konsa, Trent, Konsa, Salah. Okay, Salah draft. Gordon, Eze, and Kunku. I believe this is going to be Haaland draft as well. With that cheap midfield. Smith Rowe, yeah. Carter is asking, is it better to go with 5 Neot mids who score decent points or 3 Neot attackers as mids gets more points for goal and assist? It depends on what structure are you aiming for. Like going for one going for 5 midfielders, it will be hard to get a third striker. Then you have to waste a transfer. But if not, it's going to be easier. So it depends, man. It depends on the structure. If you prefer midfielders, yeah, historically midfielders are scoring more, but there is always one cheeky striker that starts performing and you want to get him in like at some price range or something, or some form appears. It always returns to that. Like FPL is a circular game. Sometimes a lot of expensive defenders are doing well, but after that midfielders, after that forward. So it depends on the structure. I prefer the 3-4-3, as I will be most probably not selling Haaland and Isaac pretty soon. So if I want to sell someone, it has to be my third attacker. So if it's around the price range, it's going to be like that. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, interesting to see, interesting to guess. It forwards tend to get more bonus, but now with more fouls and everything, midfielders might tend to get more bonus. But imagine if a forward scores the only goal, the first goal, the winning goal, or something like that. They're skyrocketing in bonus. Like realistically, we don't know anything yet, but I always prefer the 3-4-3 formation. I had my best success always when I started with a 3-4-3. That's what I'm saying about it. Honestly, this draft I liked a lot. Like, you don't own Arsenal, you can replace Gordon, maybe, but it's a preference here to go for someone. And Kunku is not the most optimal, but still, I wouldn't mind going for him. Where the money going? It's interesting. So Trent is sucking up a lot of budget, but still, I wouldn't mind him. Oh yeah, I'm going with the 6-0 midfielder here. Yeah. I like that draft. Apart from Sanchez, who might not be nailed, Arsenal, Villa, and Spurs are missing, but still you cannot have them all. But you have cheap good performing players, a new exciting player like Smith Rowe, who is going to be getting some good returns in my opinion this season. So yeah, Snacks a 9 out of 10. It's good when a lot in my first rating draft video, a lot more drafts were worse to say, not because they were not so great, but still, yeah, it wasn't ideal. I have bonus here, I don't have. But now a lot more drafts are without anything to add about them. Maybe a cheeky player here and there, but that's a 50-50. Gordon, Eze, and Kunku Son. Gordon, Eze, and Kunku Son. So 4.5. So 4.5. And this is Havertz, if I'm not mistaken. Wow. Andre, honestly, apart from no Liverpool and most probably not Aston Villa, which can be easily fixed with Gordon drop to a 6.5 in the future and then Havertz to Watkins. Honestly, man, pretty solid draft. I quite like it. Like solid. I wouldn't change anything if I were you. Like you have most of the players, Munoz, Park, Harwood, Bellis, a 9.5 out of 10 for you, Andre. Henderson in goal, no one that is 50-50 apart from him for now, but yeah, 9 out. Livramento maybe, but 9 point out of 10. Pretty solid, man. Good job, Andre. Next up is Jonas. Let's see. Raya. Okay. Okay, that's interesting. Whoa. Regard. Sawa. Nkunku. I have him. And Diogo. First Diogo Jota. Nice. Rogers. Okay. And this is Watkins. Okay, that's an interesting draft. Valentine, hello. You can just put it in the chat here. You can send me on Discord. You can go and join the Discord server, send it there, or you can send it in Twitter or X. Yes, Michael, I have done your team. I don't know, Gabriel, when that will happen. Maybe at some point during the last friendly. Like if the last friendly Johnson starts, or Johnston, some Johnston starts, it's going to be 50-50, but if it's Henderson, I believe it's quite confirmed. So, this draft. That's a hell of an interesting draft. 10 out of 10 for creativity. Like, wow. Realistically, apart from Rogers down to 4.5 and improving that defense a little bit, like, the only thing I don't like here is the defense. Going for 3 4.0 options, it's not going to end up pretty well. In my opinion, drop Rogers and get someone instead of one of the 3 4.0 options and during the money there. Double Arsenal attack, okay, that's preferential, but you can go for a Spurs midfielder. And yeah, that's it. Tottenham for life. Now see you. How are you? I'm fine. So Valentine Paychev, did you understand me where? Chat, Twitter, or Discord? It's up to you. Yeah. A.Dam is here of the Spurs. Yeah, no Spurs players, a little bit tricky, but if you drop Odegaard, you can improve even to a more expensive. You can do many things, but still, I will give that draft 8.5 out of 10. Like, pretty solid. Thank you, Valentine. You're the lucky number 20. Tottenham for Life, I found a podcast and the YouTube channel, to be fair, where the hosts are from Spurs, and the above average FPL. I think you know it or you heard of it. They're speaking pretty good stuff, and the Spurs propaganda is not that big, but yeah. And about the draft, I don't like the triple ups from the teams, that's the other thing, but if you feel like those teams are performing well, so 8 out of 10 for Jonas, not 8 out of 10. Which team do I support? Liverpool. Next up is Rehan's draft. Hopefully he's still here. Oh, Eddie is here. Hello, Eddie. Next draft, Anette. Why he deleted it, I'm not sure. Is Somerville an option? Maybe, but we need to see how West Ham play. In the future, for sure, he will be an option, in my opinion. So, Miguel. Thing about Miguel is that he's not nailed, so be careful about that. I will leave it like that. I don't care about Bentley. Yeah, Rehan, just monitor Miguel if he's starting or not. That is my only concern with it. Like with the Sanchez guy, with the Sanchez and Miguel, that's my only concern. He might not be starting. Saka, Eze, Bruno, Gordon. Saka, Eze. First Bruno. Sound the alarm. Arsenal. City. And Newcastle covered and Palace, okay. United, Bruno Fernandes, that's interesting. I haven't seen a lot of drafts with him, but that's solid. No Liverpool, no Villa, no Spurs at all in your team. That's a little bit questionable because they were scoring a lot of goals. Valentine, yes, you have 10 minutes. Around that time. Maybe more like 7, but yeah. If someone sends another draft before yours, you have 10 minutes, don't worry. But yeah, Forest attacker is here. Now, triple Newcastle, that's the thing I don't like, Rehan, a lot. The triple attacker from someone. From triple up from a team as a whole. It's a little bit tricky. Imagine someone starts performing from the same line. Like, let's say Murphy starts performing together with Gordon and they're tearing up. Cut Pedro instead of Gabriel. Might be a good thing to return him back and keep the 0.5, to be honest. But no Villa, Spurs and Liverpool at all. It's so risky. Thank you, Eddie. I will be getting the team and putting it to be discussed. But yeah, it's hard to rate a team without any of those teams. But if you don't support them or you don't believe in them, it's completely fine to go without them. The only thing I don't like really, it's Miguel, who is a 50-50, honestly, and more like on the losing side, and the triple up from Newcastle. That are my only concern. And Gabriel, who is not nailed for sure. Gibbs White or Hudson-Odoi, Gibbs White for me. Gabriel might not be nailed. I'm not sure. I don't want to speculate with Arsenal defense because Zinchenko, Timber, California, and Gabriel will be fighting for 2 positions. And it might get some rotation when Champions League starts, and you'll be wasting a transfer on Gabriel. Specifically when the good fixtures for Arsenal are starting, you will be going sideways, so that's a little bit tricky, but still, I don't mind it that much. Saliba for me is just more nailed. That's the truth. Sorry. And triple up. Yeah, 8.5 out of 10 Rean. Honestly, a really, really solid draft. Just a little bit of things to consider. Like, I don't like a triple up, and I'm strongly deliberating should I go for a triple up from Spurs in my team. Like, I have Pedro Porro and this guy Bergvall, who I believe is going to skyrocket in price as soon as the season progresses and he starts scoring and making some assists. But I want Kulusevski as well, but Kulusevski is going to be my 50-50 player, but I like others. So I'm strongly deliberating, but triple ups are so putting me so off that I cannot imagine going for them. Next up is, if I'm not mistaken, Kendall was next. No, Kanji. Kanji was next. Let's see what Kanji is cooking. So, Kanji. I hope you're here, Kanji. Uh, let's see him. So, in goal, Raya, Guardiola, Trent, Andersen, Barco, and Pinnock. That's a first. I haven't seen a Brentford defender yet. Here is Armstrong, Eze, Saka, Bruno, Sawa, and Kunku. And a 0.5. Okay. That's interesting. Try now, Stilan. There will be so many changes before the first game week, but Eze, Haaland, Guardiola, Isaac are locked. Quite a good lock. Yeah, I like that lock, and I will go for Salah as well until I think it. Yeah, guys who are not able to message me before we start a chat, have in mind that I have been I limited my messages until I message you. It's not the other way around, or I don't know what's happening because other guys managed to message me, so I'm not completely sure what's happening, but still, yeah. Okay, so let's discuss Kanji. Kanji or Kenji? Let's say it's Kanji FPL. Okay, so he's asking, should I go for Alisson or should I go for Virgil? So you want a double Liverpool defense? That's interesting because I don't rate it that highly, to be honest. And locking myself out of someone that I've overlooked from Liverpool during preseason will be tricky. So my answer is no. Don't get either Alisson or Van Dijk because you already have two players. Let's say you overlooked Szoboszlai or Elliot or Jota or Darwin or someone just starts performing, and he's not leaving the starting 11 and you would like them, it will be so tricky to get them, so don't block yourself there. Amadino is saying West Ham have signed Fulkrug. Yes, that's great. Then the defense looks solid. I wouldn't lie. They, as you mentioned, they rotate well. Apart from they facing each other in the first week, you face West Ham, Southampton, Leicester. After that is United, okay, but Everton, Wolves, Forest, Ipswich, Wolves, Bournemouth, you have a lot of options there. Kurum, thank you for the submission. I will be adding yours to the list as well. Let me just put it so I know it's there. Okay. Okay. So the defense is solid. I like it. I like the defense. If you feel like going for it, an expensive defense, it's good. Saka, Fernandes, Ezenkunku, Asala. I like that. I'm a little bit hesitant on the Armstrong pick. Like Armstrong, but you save only $1 million, you can go up to a 7 million striker, which is not ideal. Because Kanji, when are you playing Armstrong instead of who in this lineup? Instead of João Pedro? Against United Arsenal? Okay, they rotate pretty well, I can see. So Southampton and Brighton. But at some point you'll be facing Ipswich and Brighton will be facing Forest. So who are you rotating with? Yeah, I agree, but I cannot argue with that, Kanji. But are Southampton going to be a team to consider? In game week 3, Pedro plays against Arsenal. That's interesting. Like, I can get Southampton player for... Yeah, they're with a good fixture run. Especially after United, because Newcastle, Forest and Brentford are semi-good defenses. Let's say United not so much, but Ipswich, Bournemouth, Leicester, Wolves, I don't fancy their defense so much, so Armstrong can become an option there for sure. I'm just a little bit hesitant of the promoted sides in attack. Like, I don't know when they're going to deliver and if they're going to deliver. So I would be a little bit hesitant, to be honest. But your draft looks okay. Can you not go with a 6.0 player like Chris Wood or Muniz, and they will be able to cover, like, first 3 weeks is Wood, then Armstrong, or instead of Armstrong take Wood. I don't know. It's a little bit tricky with that budget, and you know that if something happens to Armstrong and Pedro, you don't have any replacements for them going down or on the same price range. You have to sacrifice a midfielder, so that's a thing to consider on the structure level. But overall, a pretty good draft, man. Yeah, you can, but do you like them that much to go for them? That's the question. Like, if you don't like them that much, it's tricky for sure. But if you like the 6.0 options, it's a good thing to go for one of them because yeah, I see you have 0.5 in the bank, but do you like them that much? Like you've considered Pedro and Armstrong, I believe, because of penalties, and you have 4, 6, 7 penalty takers. That's a lot, everyone apart from Nkunku. If you go for Gibbs White instead of Nkunku, you have 8 penalty takers, so that's a good thing to consider, but still, it's up to you, man. Hello, Francis. Thank you for wishing us good luck. Uh, yeah, I get that. I get that. Top 3, 4.5 defenders: Andersen, Konsa, Robinson, and Mikulenko, in my opinion. For Michael. Huh. I like your draft. Don't get me wrong. It's a little bit different. It's really different from the rest I've seen. Like I haven't seen so stacked of midfield, honestly, and defense, and the forward line to be so weak. Like everyone is stacking the forward line. You're missing Spurs, City, and Villa attackers who have been 3 of the top 5 attacks last season, to be fair. Let's say 3 of the top 6. So you might consider in that direction something to add. Some Villa or some Spurs somewhere or something like that. Yeah, I've seen that he's close to going to Newcastle, and that will lower the clean sheet rate for Palace for sure. But when they were performing good last season, he wasn't there at all. But that means that Burn will get more of a rotation risk. So it's tricky with the new defenders and with some defenders leaving. Like I like Andersen and Henderson as options, but I would be more hesitant. Like last season, they were performing well without him. He was injured, so I wouldn't say that he's so crucial for them, but still he's a really good player. So let's see how it goes. But yeah, if you consider Spurs, City, or Villa, one of the at least one of the 3 somewhere, maybe out in Kunku, maybe drop. I don't know who to drop and get if Solanke joins to get Solanke in for Spurs. Bailey is an option. Like you're far away from Foden and Haaland, so I wouldn't be destroying the structure. But Kanji, I'm delighted with that draft. It's for sure different. It's for sure something I have not seen yet. So yeah, I quite like it. And yeah, I will give it an 8.5 out of 10 because you have some original draft, and yeah, I respect it. Valentine, have you returned or you are not still here? Valentine Paychev, is it here? Are you here? Hello? Yes, well, if he goes to Spurs, he'll get more chances, but he won't be as talismanic. But that's Spurs attack. Like, it's hard to say, but they have European football, so they will need players to rotate. So yeah, it's 50-50. But for me, he's going to be a really solid player. So next up is Eddie. Let's go for his draft. As Valentin is not here yet, let's hope he returns, and when he returns, he says so, or I will rate his draft without him. Saka, Fernandez, Gordon. Rogers, Haaland, Watkins. Okay. Adam. Watkins. No, Valentine, I just started. I just asked for you, and you weren't here, so I started another guy team. But after that, you're up. Yeah, after I finish with Eddie, you're next. I just asked because if you're not here, I wasn't going to rate it. Can you drop your bench as well, Valentine? Or it doesn't matter what the bench is? Okay, so Pickford, solid defense. Really solid midfield. No Liverpool, no Spurs only. So that's good. 3 of the 5 teams are here. So Eze, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pen takers. No Isaac, which for me is a big issue, AG. I don't like a draft without Isaac, honestly. Yes, Kurum, you're on the list. After Valentine, it's you. Don't worry. 2 drafts and it's yours. I added you. Defense is solid. I cannot add anything. You have nailed players there. Solid. I like it. As mentioned, no Isaac for me is too much. 0 Spurs, 0 Liverpool, but you might not be a fan of them, AG. So I wouldn't say a lot about that. But it's a different draft, if I have to say. Like, no Isaac, but... Oh, you have some pretty serious bench. Okay, I will check it, Valentine, in a while. So, man, no Isaac drops it down immediately, but apart from that, I like it. Honestly, an 8.5 out of 10, 80. Okay, next up is Valentine. Yeah, for me, that's the better strategy. If Isaac is fit, though. If he's not, it's not an option. But if he's fit, he will be an amazing option. Like Southampton at home, Spurs at home. Pretty solid for him. So Valentine is next. Miguel. Trent, Mikulenko, Gvardio. Livramento and Aina. You're welcome. Bailey, Gibbs, White. Bailey. White. Son. Nkunku. Thinks. Arvin. Isaac. Okay, Valentine. So, you are planning to go 4-3-3. I wouldn't recommend that. For me, starting with 4 defenders, yeah, it might be an option, but not the best option. Like, you're losing so much points. But apart from that, if you go like that, Miguel is a 50-50. You have to monitor him or monitor my videos. I will be doing a review of the most informed players in preseason after every game, or not every game, but currently the informed players. So Miguel is not so much informed. He hasn't started a game yet for Forest in preseason, so I wouldn't go there. Gabriel, my 4.5 best defenders: Mikulenko, Robinson, Konsa, and Anderson. But yeah, Miguel, it's a 50-50 Valentine, so be careful about it. It's a little bit hard to predict there. Bailey, Gibbs White, Son, and Kunku, so you're relying on 3 6.5 players. That's not a bad thing. If I have to be honest, I like that. The issue for me here is that you have a double in Forest defense and a triple in Forest. Like, I know, are you a Forest fan, Valentin, or you're not, but still, triple up, in my opinion, is too overrated. You should go for a 4.0 player, and you can update one of the 3 players to Eze or someone else at 7.0, which is not a bad price point to hold a player onto. So that's a thing to consider. Like, Aina and Nkunku out for Eze and let's say Barco, and you will be even better. But double Forest defense, do you believe in their defense so much? Yeah, Liverpool fan, great man. I'm a Liverpool fan as well. But if you believe in Forest so much, yeah, you can go with a double, but I'm not particularly sure they're going to keep so many clean sheets. It's up to you, but for me, Aina or Livramento is a waste of money. Like, you are almost never going to go to your last defender, even if you go. Yeah. They have amazing fixtures. I'm not saying go with 2 players from Forest. That's completely fine. I will be more than happy to go with 2 players from their side, especially with Gibbs White, who is their pen taker and most probably most of their set pieces taker. So you should consider either Miguel or Aina or both, one of them out, and maybe Livramento to drop to a 4.0. As you have Gvardiol and Trent, you're not benching them, and you have to rotate Mikulenko with your Forest defender. Let's say you go for Henderson and Barco here, and you have a pretty good defense with pretty nailed players and attacking fullbacks. Everything is there for you. Then you can update, let's say, Nkunku or Bailey to 7.0, or just keep it like that and have 0.5 money in the bank. The thing about Darwin is I'm not sure he starts game week 1, as he just returned yesterday to training for Liverpool, and he wouldn't be up to speed for tactics and for anything. Yeah, he's a great player and he will get some minutes, but don't expect over 60 minutes from him. That is the thing. The thing about the 5th defender, I am always saying you're almost never going to a 5th defender. And even if you're going for a 5th defender, Barco or Harwood Bellis or anyone, or Johnson or Faes, anyone you decide to go for, will be there and will be a solid option. That's my saying. I am way more delighted to go for Jota instead of Darwin. For me, Jota will start the season, and you can drop him down to several players. Like, you can go next to Gordon, you can go to Bowen. Like, if you go down to 7.5, you have Jota, you have Luis Diaz, you have Gordon, you have Maddison, you have Bowen, you have Martinelli, Trossard, Mbumo, Sterling, Eze, you have Rashford in midfield, and so many 6.5 midfielders, so you can go there. So I would highly recommend most probably going for Jota instead of Darwin. That will be most probably my plan. I will be doing that. We'll see one more friendly of them, but honestly might go for Jota. Like, he's everywhere. If he's fit Jota is a beast. Like, I cannot say anything bad about him. Bailey, Gibbs White, Son, pretty good. Haaland, Isaac, amazing. Wings, I will go for Bergvall from Spurs, as he is rumored to be the best 4.5 option. This guy, if you haven't heard of him. Like, I have been watching some Spurs propaganda, if you say, and some Spurs friendlies during this preseason, and they have been performing really well in attack and in creating chances. And this guy Bergvall has been a very big part. I know that there is Maddison, but Maddison can play in a deeper role, and Bergvall can be released and more free, especially against a team like Leicester. They can experiment and maybe go with the 2 of them. So I believe that Bergvall will get some minutes. I don't know in Europe or in the Prem, but I will be relying on him to go up in price. He is so low owned so there is no chance of him dropping, while Wings is at 11%, and if he is sold a lot to migrate from 3-4-3 to a 3-5-2, you lose a lot of money. But if you go for Jota instead of Darwin, it's no use to think about it. Just go for a forward. It doesn't matter who, they're not playing at all. And that's the other thing in a favor of 3-4-3. Instead of 3-5-2, you get a playing midfielder, while the playing forwards are not under 5.5. So that's the thing there. Defense solid if you sell and think about them, but a pretty solid 8 out of 10 for your draft, Valentine. I quite liked it. And the last draft that has been submitted so far, it's from Kurum. Let's add him. If you want your drafts being rated, you can submit it here. You can go to Discord. You can go to Twitter. You can do a lot of things. So yeah, feel free. So let's add Kurum's draft and let's see how he. No worries, Valentine. Cheers to you. So this is Flecken. This is the first time I'm seeing a double keeper from a team. Guardio, Konsa, Robinson. Konsa. A defense I like a lot. Parko and Harwood Bellis. Parko is so highly owned. What about Johnson? That will be a good pick. Harwood Bellis. Eze, Son, Andreas Sala. Eze, Son, Andreas Sala. Yeah, okay. I don't mind starting, but yeah, I'm starting Barco as well. Okay, so you managed to. What the hell? Okay, I see how you did it. Wow. Okay, I'm impressed with that draft, man. I like it. No Arsenal, no Villa though, but that's understandable. You can swap Son to whoever you like after that. No 6.5 player, but Eze can be that placeholder. It's not such a big stretch. Andreas and Armstrong are good. You have some options there. Honestly, that's one of the best drafts I've seen today, Kurum. You managed to fit in Son, Salah, and Haaland with Isaac and Eze and Guardiola. Fair freaking play, my man. Nice job, Kurum. I would swap Andreas with Smith Rowe, as Andreas hasn't started in the previous Fulham friendly. I'm not sure due to injury or something else, but Smith Rowe will be playing 1,000,000% after they spent so much money on him. But apart from that, I can say freaking great job. I really like that draft. Flecken has some questionable fixtures, but still a pretty good rotation pair for 8.5. Yeah, Kurum, for me, he should be the guy instead of Andreas. Honestly, I fancy him more. As he's the new shiny player in the Fulham lineup, they're not going to go without him. Keep Armstrong, in my opinion. Because the 5.5 pool is not that big. Like you have Rogers, you have maybe Elliot, you have Bob for now, you have Hudson-Odoi, you have Semenyo, but that's it. But Armstrong is on pens, nailed. And yeah. Yeah, Kurum, I get you. I might switch to Flecken as well. Can I write Konsa Mikulenko Robinson Andersen? It depends a lot on structure, Gabriel. Like if you want rotating pair, Robinson Mikulenko is amazing. If you want someone to start every week, Konsa is the guy. And if you want a Crystal Palace cover in defense, Andersen is the guy. I cannot rank them. It depends on structure. It depends on goalkeeper. It depends on anything. What about Anette and Oscar Bob for City? For the first week, it's risky. But it's risky after the first week. Sorry. If you're not, are you wildcarding early, Kurum, or are you not? Because if you're wildcarding early, you can take that risk. If you're not wildcarding though, you'll be without a single player starting. So I believe it's risky, especially with Salah, Son, and Haaland. Like going that way, it's too risky in my opinion. I'm still shocked how good of your draft is. Yeah, game week 6 is harsh. If Bob stops playing in game week 3 or game week 2, what are you going to do? You have to book a transfer for him, and maybe the player you want will be out of reach. So I would prefer Smith Rowe and Armstrong and just forget about it. You can quote until game week 6. After first, after second, after third, after fourth, after fifth, yes. Until game week 6, you can hold transfers. I'm still amazed by that draft, Kurum. This is the first premium draft that I've seen, and I like it. I don't think you will ever see a player starting apart from Salah being nailed. I think with Champions League and with cup tournaments, you will get a lot of rotation apart around the attack. Kurum, can I use this draft for a video? I wanted to do a premium draft, and I think with this I will be more than happy to start with. Can I use it for a video? Do I have your permission to use it? But honestly, just because you managed to. Thank you, Kurum. I will shout out you in the video for sure. But hello, Luis. Nice to see you, man. Long time no see. Where have you been? Yeah, Gabriel, I'm a little bit of a delay. Also, is the from Spurs better than Wings? Yes. Yes. You can swap him for Bergvall. And Andreas for Smith Rowe, and that's a solid 9.5 out of 10. Just because you managed to do that, I'm giving you 9.5 out of 10. You and who else got that rank? And Andre. And Stilan. Kurum is he going to be playing? Not every minute, but some minutes. And yeah, you have two defenders that are playing and always playing, so you can rely on them. So yeah. I don't think you get a lot of the 4.5 midfielder either way. So I would be taking the risk and taking Bergvall because I believe his price will rise soon and it will be good to have him from the beginning. He's one of those players that his price will be going up. The Barco price will be a different thing to consider because he's already at 10%, and if he gets out of the side, he will quickly lose value. But he's such a good pick to start with, so I'm hesitant there. I will think about it, how often I will be using him. But Everton and Ipswich and three games he's starting for me. So that's another thing I will discuss. Luis, you've been working, trying to stay busy. Good to see you again. Good to see you again, my man. I haven't seen you in a while. And yeah, hopefully you're doing all right and hopefully everything is good with you. I have 4.5. What would you recommend? I'm trying to figure out which ones to choose. So yeah, we finished with all the drafts so far. If anyone wants to add a draft, feel free to do it, but I will go and add Andersen. I will go and add Robinson. We already have him. And I'm going to add Mikulenko, and I'm going to showcase to you what I mean. So let's say, and you have Guardio. Let's say we start with Guardio as well. Let's start like, let's say it's like this. Foreign is saying it's always bad to start with two 4.0 defenders. I don't think so. And Armstrong and Andreas, yeah. Andreas, yeah, but he might not be playing full 90 minutes and might not be every time on set pieces with Smith-Rowe Knight joining. Armstrong, questionable, but with Son, Salah and Haaland, a lot of people are going with Armstrong without owning the three premium guys. So I wouldn't say it's not the best thing to do so, but you can do much worse than Armstrong, if I have to be fair. And I think that two 4.0 defenders are okay if you own a Brighton defender and if you own an attacking defender. So yeah. So yeah, I got you, Gabriel, that you've got 4.5, but for me, going for Konsa, Robinson and Andersen will do the job for you. Like you go like, let's say you have Fires here. Let's do it like that. So you go like this, then Konsa is out for Robinson, then it's like this, then Andersen is out for Konsa. Like that. Then here you have a decision to make. Most probably it's Andersen in for Robinson. Then next week you have Arsenal, United, Wolves, Newcastle. So it's not the most amazing thing, but you have Fires. You can rely on Fires for a week. It's not that bad. Then in game week 6, Fires is out for Robinson and Andersen is in. Maybe. So for me, Robinson, Konsa, and Andersen are the best three ones to go for. Yeah, you might be completely right, Kurum. And Smith and Armstrong might quickly become a very popular option. So yeah, that will be my Mikulenko is great, but if you want them rotating all the time, that will be the way to go. If you want, you can send another draft. Yeah, we have now the free time to do so. Don't worry, don't worry. You can send. We've rated everyone's. Nice to see you, Foreign, joining in as well. The live stream. Yes, Gabriel, I believe it might be a good strategy. I will be most probably doing the same as you mentioned, like Vardio to Arsenal defender after game week 5. If they start rotating Vardio, it will be the case for sure for me. Actually, comparing to this draft, I think I'm decided to stay with this. Okay, yeah, I'm okay. Better working is a bit slow at the moment. Trying to survive in the Bay Area is hard, very expensive. Are going with Haaland and Sawa or none? Both. What do I think of Poro? I believe that he is one of the most attacking fullbacks, and uh, if Morrison is not staying full minutes, 90 minutes, he will take some set pieces. Is Tottenham midfielder better than Nkunku or Gibbs White? It depends on what are you aiming for, honestly. So why are you living there, Ruiz, if it's really expensive? Uh, if you like to attack the fixtures and then take them out, Gabriel, like if you attack Leicester and Everton and then switch out for someone else, if you're willing to sacrifice some transfers, that's the case. But if you're not, you should keep Nkunku and Gibbs White, in my opinion. So you play consistent over risky. So is you have a game week 11 wildcard. Okay. So that's not such a bad thing then to attack with transfers. So if you're not saving transfers, you can go with Kulusevski and then in game week 3 switch for someone else. So that's a good plan, in my opinion. You can go for Bailey in game week 3 like Kulusevski in the first 2 and then Bailey or someone else from Aston Villa in the next 4. Like there are a lot of options. You can start with Bailey even. You can go for Gibbs White, whose fixtures are not getting worse and worse during that period. So a lot of options are there. Like Forest fixtures are Bournemouth, Southampton, Wolves, Brighton, Fulham, Palace, Leicester, West Ham. So apart from Palace, Chelsea, and Liverpool, I don't see them conceding a lot of goals, and I see a lot of places to score goals. They can even score against Chelsea as well. So and after that, up until Ipswich, so up until game week 13, you can hold Forest player. If you want to attack fixtures, early on Spurs is good, and then we go to Aston Villa. That's a shout out. So options everywhere. Yeah, there. But that's why I don't fancy the saving of the transfers, because of a good option. If a good option appears, I want to attack it and I want to be on it. So yeah, that's my strategy. I will showcase to you my team if you haven't seen it. So this is my team currently. Oh, nice voice. So if you are born there, yeah. Yeah, Luis. Got you, man. Everyone has to take responsibilities. Yes. No, this is, don't look at like that. This will be this, and this is this. So here it's how my lineup looks like. So this is the lineup for game week 1. This is it. I am structuring my squad for now. No, no Gordon. I fancy Diogo Jota more. No Gordon for me. This is the draft that I will be 99% going into game week 1. Yes, I think Jota will start. And even if he doesn't, he will be playing some minutes. So if he's not a good option in game week 2 anymore, I'll be selling him for so there is option to go for Mbumo. I will go for Nkunku, Smith-Rowe, Rashford is an option, Gordon is still an option, Barnes, Murphy, Morgan Gibbs-White, Kulusevski, even if they lose some points there. Bowen might be an option. Who told me Joe starts? It's too risky. Yes, I want to take a risk with one of my players. Like I'm having 10 solid players that are starting every game. and I want to have a little bit of a risk pick, and that's Diogo Jota. That's why we have transfers there, so we can rotate the team. That's for me the strategy, honestly. Bergval is my mid voice. For me, Kulusevski is the best one. Thank you, voice. I'm deliberating should I go for Kulusevski instead of Bailey as well. But booking 2 possible transfers, it looks sketchy instead of Bailey. Like I can go Bailey to Kulusevski and have Diogo Jota and Kulusevski to be rotated. When do I want to use my wildcard? I have no idea, honestly. When I'm stuck and my team is awful. That's my plan. No, I'm not a fan of reserving or booking a wildcard early on. Yeah, the Spurs attack is the one that I'm mostly missing. Because Arsenal attack, okay, I can find it, but Spurs, I might go for Kulusevski instead of Bailey. Or Martinelli instead of Diogo Jota. But I cannot have them all. I have 3 of the 5 attacks. So yeah, Kulusevski is an option. Don't get me wrong. But I'm deliberating. The only thing should be Bailey or just like that. But then in game week 3 I have to do at least 2 transfers. No, I like Kulusevski more. Uh, 8.5 out of 10. FPL Cortex. I don't like Semenyo voice as a starting option. Hudson-Odoi is way better. And Smith Rowe. But yeah, Kulusevski, but the only thing about that is going for 3 Spurs players, and if I like to get their striker or something like that, I will be going there. And Kunku is on my watch list only. Currently. Like, they have a European game after game week 1 and after game week 2, so maybe there will be rotation somewhere. So we'll see where, and I'm not willing to take the risk. And I don't like how Chelsea are playing currently. They don't know how the manager is saying. Yeah, but I don't plan to cover. Like, it's not something I prefer to cover players. Like, it's not a bad thing, don't get me wrong, but... Oh, Hudson-Odoi gets more minutes, FPO Cortex. 1,000,000%. At least in my opinion. But But yeah, about Spurs, I'm deliberating because they most probably will sign Solanke. They will be most probably sign a winger. So Kulusevski and Brennan Johnson minutes a little bit deep. Then Arsenal players, yeah, Odegaard is great, but 8.5. If I decide to sell him, the next best thing is 7.5, and from then it's 2 million in the bank, and 2 million sitting just like that instead of having Pedro Porro and Wood is not something that I would prefer. And yeah, that's it basically. That's why I went with 7.5. A better structure in my opinion. That way I have a player that I want to transfer as soon as possible, that is Jota, but he will be swapped out for a player that starts performing as soon as game week 1, and most probably game week 2 and onwards he has good fixture run. Like for example, if Mbumo starts performing in game week 1 here against Palace, and then Liverpool, Southampton, City and Tottenham, I'm not going for him. But for example, if a guy like Mitoma starts performing from Brighton, I'm getting him from United, I don't care. Arsenal, it's a little bit tricky, okay, but away from home they can get in on the counter, and then it's Ipswich and Forest, so I can drop on a Brighton asset if he performs against Everton, and if I like his positioning and everything. Then from Crystal Palace we can get, or from West Ham, sorry, we can get someone performing against Villa. Then Palace and City, not too good of a fixture run, but Fulham, Chelsea, Brentford, Ipswich, not so bad attacking wise. Then Wolves have been playing really well in preseason if they perform against Arsenal. Next 4 fixtures, only Newcastle is hard defensively. To be fair, like Villa and Chelsea were a little bit shaky. Maybe Villa is good, we'll see, but Wolves will be on the radar. And after that they have such a good fixture run. Spurs players might be on the radar apart from Arsenal and Newcastle, everything else is clean. So yeah, that's my strategy, to replace Jota with someone that's playing for sure. Last season we were worried about Jota not starting or something like that, but he started the first 2 games and he was really good. And this season, with a lot less friendlies for the rest of the guys, I believe Jota is going to be more important in the first 2. Yes, he will be subbed off early, around the 60th minute, to get up to speed the rest of the guys, but still I believe that this will be a great price point to attack and to target, because as mentioned, 7.5, so midfielders by price. So it's Jota, Luis Diaz, Gordon, Maddison, Bowen, amazing players, especially Bowen and Gordon. Martinelli, Trossard, whoever is nailed on the left, and Boom if Tony leaves. Eze is here, Rashford, if he starts performing once again. We don't know what type of Rashford we will see. Mitoma is going to be a great option. Minte at 5.5. Nkunku might be a great option. McAllister, Szoboszlai, some of the City midfielders. See how many midfielders there are. More United, more Newcastle. So we have a lot of options. Sarr, Somerville. 5.5 is stacked, so yeah, I will be willing to make some transfers. But yeah, guys, I will be ending the stream here. Yes, I like the Aina shout. You're going to be doing a deadline stream, of course, Kurum. Around 2 hours of a deadline stream. I will be live, so yeah. But yeah, guys, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for everyone that just joined my channel. Join the Discord, join the Twitter and everything. I hope you enjoy the stream. I hope you're having a really